watched Hellstrom yet, Dave?
No, I have not.
Well done. Well done as a supernatural take on them, and of a character in the Marvel universe.
Nice.
That they stayed close to the source material, little changes, but I mean, I started watching it. My wife got into it.
Just out of curiosity, Book of Boba Fett. Anyone?
Yes. Wow.
That's my Wednesday religion,
dude. I saw the first episode because I got the box and everything.
Yeah.
Wow, man. Wow.
I saw the
episode
first
2 takes it up a notch.
So I watched the first episode with Em and Sophia, and both of them were kind of like, I don't get it. And I'm like, it's okay. The first one was a little bit slow, but it's easing into it, and you're getting into. He just got out of the Sarlacc pit. He's just, and they were kind of like, yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know if I can. Like, The Mandalorian was okay, like right from the beginning, but this right. I don't know, and everything else. And I'm like, okay, fine, then I'll watch it on my own. And the second episode came in, and I just sat there, and I was like, and I'm just like, she goes, oh, this one was a lot better. I'm like, shh, don't fucking talk. Don't talk right now, please.
The one thing I want to say, is finally that guy got his own series, because you know what, he was around from I think it was the second movie.
Yeah. Empire Strikes Back.
No, not The Empire Strikes Back. I'm talking the actor.
Oh, the actor. Okay, so you're talking. Okay, you're talking that particular actor. Yeah, he was part from.
Yeah, he came out in.
When the Clone Wars.
No, it wasn't Phantom Menace. It was Clone Wars.
Clone Wars.
Yes,
yeah.
Phantom Menace. They didn't go to.
That's right. You're right. Sorry, my apologies. Yeah.
But yeah, he was like the original Stormtrooper. He was the one that everybody cloned.
Yeah,
and he kept one for himself.
Yes.
Which is why. So he was Jango Fett in Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
And then Boba Fett was this like 10-year-old kid.
Yeah. When he died. Oh, that was amazing.
That kid, I found out that kid came back and
yes,
voiced the cartoon version of Boba Fett.
Yep.
And was it in Rebels or?
Yep.
Yeah, it had to
Rebels?
be.
Yeah, it was Rebels.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Because there's I'm not sure if you watched it. There's like a half-an-hour documentary.
Yeah,
just on Boba Fett. Yeah.
So for a guy who had 4 lines and
6 minutes and 30 seconds. 6 minutes and 30 seconds of screen time in 2 movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now look at him. And I mean, like, and that's why you're sitting there and you're looking at it and you're like, wow, there are no small parts, because it's just one of those things where, for no other reason. And he hardly had any lines. Like, there was no big dialogue for him or anything like that. And then all of a sudden, the whole backstory comes out in the prequels and whatnot. And then, everybody's like, oh, he's dead from the Sarlacc pit and blah, blah, blah. And then all
that
the
with Mandalorian armor
come out and everything else. And then all of a sudden he shows up in the Mandalorian, and it was like, and then I will be honest, the Tuscan Raiders, dude, I thought they were so fucking weird in like A New Hope.
Yeah.
But
and
they've given them.
All of a sudden, it's like, wow.
You see what they really are. You see what
more. I feel like they've taken more elements of like Native Americans, right, and implemented them into the Tuscan Raiders, right? They're proud, they're warriors, their culture, their ways, and I like that. And then it's all the little things you find out behind the scenes. So I know I know, Dave, you probably watched it, but Thomas, you probably didn't see it yet. There's a documentary talking about the popularity of Boba Fett that's on Disney Plus, right? Really informative, showing how the character came up, like how. So the original character from the original trilogy, who played him, it was a fluke of a story. The guy his half brother was working on Empire Strikes Back. He said, "Oh, we need a person to fit into this armor, you know." And he goes, "Oh, I know a great person, my half brother. I'll give him a call," because his half brother was an actor and he was working on another play. And he goes, "Whatever you're doing, stop now. Come on over. I have a play. I have a part for you." He goes, "Well, I'm working." He goes, "No, whatever it is, stop now. Come on over." So the actor said, "Okay, fine." He went over. His half brother. He was roughly the same height as the guy who, you know, they modeled the armor on, and the same build physically. So he just put it on, and he's like, "Oh, it fits perfectly." You know, long story short, he was supposed to be a stormtrooper. Then they didn't have enough money to make more of those costumes, so they turned around, changed the paint style, gave a little bit of backstory, add some stuff on, and this guy walks out there. And then in George Lucas's hometown, before Empire Strikes Back, they did a parade, a Star Wars parade. So they had the Darth Vader costume for the movie was there in the parade. The guy was actually wearing it, and Boba Fett was walking beside him, and everyone's like, "We know him, but who's that?"
Yeah.
And that's how the popularity for Boba Fett started. And keep in mind, this is before internet, so there was no, you know, like it's flying all over the place. Yeah, no social media, and that went. But this guy went to all the Comic Cons after because he embraced that role.
Jeremy Bullock.
Yes, you know, and there's a beautiful picture.
He did so many cons and everything else and whatnot, and I know he was up here a number of times at the Fan Expo and a couple of the smaller cons than that. And, you know, I had friends that met him and took pictures with him and everything else. And they all said, like, he was one of the nicest guys they've ever met in their lifetime. And he was very appreciative
of that role. Absolutely.
Even though it was 4 lines in 6.5 minutes.
Yeah.
That he did.
He did it. And there's one picture, I'm sure you saw it, Dave, in the documentary where it showed him, the guy who's currently playing Boba Fett and played Jango Fett, and then the kid who played Boba Fett in the movie, all three of them together in one picture. I'm like, you know, as themselves, I'm like, that is phenomenal right there. That's 3 generations of the same character being played.
Not just Bill's too, really.
Sorry, just give me 2 minutes. I'm still going to hear and talk, but
no problem.
It just builds to the fact of when you're on a set and you get a chance, be you and just be nice, because that has gotten me so many roles, or it's gotten me so much stage time or whatever. And this guy, you know, the luck of the draw, his brother was working on something, was that, but so that's the beauty of, like, that's the beauty of the acting world. That's the beauty of when you get
who you know, and don't be a dick.
Just be cool. Be cool.
And I tell you, like, if you gotta find that documentary, man. It's only about half an hour, but it's so much details in there, just showing how Boba Fett started. You know, and they cover the Star Wars Christmas special. They actually mention it, you know, of him being in there, and the toy figure, and then how the armor was put together. Because the original Boba Fett armor was what you're seeing now, but it was supposed to be all white. Mm-hmm. George Lucas is a big cowboy fan, right? He likes the whole cowboy movies. So when they had to change it, they're like, well, maybe make him a bounty hunter. We can only make one? No, make him a bounty hunter. Because in the cowboy movies, you always had a bounty hunter. Yeah, and that was it.
Exactly.
It was just a 2-second thought. Here we are all these years later. So the guy who played Boba Fett as kid,
one of the cartoons too.
Yes.
Well, everything started.
Well, yes, the Star Wars Christmas special.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's what it was from. That was the best thing about the Star Wars Christmas special. I think. Yeah, because in the Star Wars Christmas special,
was it 1981? Was it 1980?
No, it was before that. I think it was like 1979, man.
78 or 79.
78. Yeah, 78, 79. I mean, I know it's definitely the 70s, but they came up with Star Wars, 78. And then they did 78. Because Star Wars came out in 77.
Yeah, and Superman came out in 77. And I remember seeing the Christmas special when I was a kid at home.
Right, because all we had was Star Wars at the time, and then they did the Star Wars Christmas special, which was, I mean, a lot of, you know, co-stars on there, but it was not great. The best part about that was that cartoon short, 5 minutes, you know, with Boba Fett in it. And that's what everyone, and if you look at that cartoon and you look at the Mandalorian and his weapons, a lot of that they've, you know, taken from that. So it was really good. It was really a good special. and even that kid who played played Boba Fett in the original, the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
He's a grown man now with his own kid, and he's got the figure when he was, playing Boba Fett as a kid, and he goes, "Who's this?" He's like, "It's Daddy." It's like, man, how badass is that? You go to school, it's like, yeah, what does your dad do? Oh, my dad's a CEO. What's your dad do? My dad's Boba Fett.
Could you imagine that?
Show and tell.
Exactly. Could you imagine that show and tell? And yes, children, stay away from fire. Thank you, Fire Marshal Bob. And now we have the kids just start chanting, Boba Fett, Boba Fett, Boba Fett.
Yeah, like, come on. Those are rules.
On another side note, do you remember the game? Oh my gosh, one of the most popular games. I'm such an idiot. I can't remember it. Not Starship Troopers. It's no, shut up. Oh my god,
Space Invaders.
It was a popular game that came out on the 360 Xbox 360. It was about a space ranger or something, or
Warhammer.
No. Something like Warhammer. Oh, damn. What is that game? That's it. Halo.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The guy who, I can't remember the actor's name, but the guy who did the voice for the commander on Halo, or whatever the character's name is, okay? For the chief, the chief. Anyways.
Master Chief. Right.
Master Chief. That's it. The guy who did the voice for Master Chief, he was just a fluke. He was just supposed to go in for a day, do some voice work, and that would be it. Then they called him back and he needed some more. Then the game took off. He goes to his nephew's house. He goes to his brother's house to hang out with his brother and his family. And all this, his nephews go, you know who's at my house? Who? The guy who plays Master Chief. His friends went nuts. They stood outside his house. Can we speak to your uncle, please? Can we speak to your uncle, please? And call the guy to the front door and he goes, just say hello to my friends. Hello. One kid screamed, it's Master Chief! He says he's never been more famous. He goes to all the cons. He signs as Master Chief. That's amazing. See, that's the power of a character, right? Just like Boba Fett, it's just that one chance you take and things work. Things come together like gangbusters. Yeah. I love stories like that.